This is what we're making today. I've lived in Ecuador for about a month now with my lovely host, Liliana, but I call her Negra. And among other things, she is an amazing cook. And she's agreed to teach us how to cook authentic Ecuadorian food today. Ecuadorian food is not only delicious, but also very healthy and unique too. For starters, unlike in the States, most Ecuadorian food is organic and unprocessed, and each meal includes a healthy balance of fruits, veggies, and protein. Since Ecuador is on the equator, it's always warm, which lets farms produce crops year-round, so less preservatives are needed and the food is generally more fresh. Specifically, Ecuador is widely known for its fruits, soups, and the most famous one, it's plantains. I know, it just looks like a big banana, but it's not. If you come to Ecuador, eating out is a great option because you can taste some amazing authentic food and it's cheap. But if you can't make the trip down, you can also easily cook authentic Ecuadorian food in your own kitchen, which is what we want to teach you today. We got all of our ingredients from the local grocery store. The meal we're cooking today is for lunch, which is the biggest meal of the day in Ecuador. And it represents the typical lunch we would eat every day, which includes a soup as a starter, the entree, a side dish. Today we'll be making 2 side dishes, and some dessert, which here is usually like some fruit or an avocado or some pastry. First, the soup. The soup we're cooking today is called locro de papa. It is one of the staple dishes of Ecuador, and it's commonly eaten on cold and rainy days. It is a potato-based soup with cheese, served with avocado, and cooked with garlic, onions, achoate powder, and cilantro. All of the ingredients we're using today, like the achoate powder, you can find on Amazon, which we'll include links for in the description below. First, you boil some potatoes. Then, dice up some onions and start pan frying them. Add in some achoate sauce and mix. After a few minutes of sauteing, pour the sauteed onions with the achoate mix into the boiling water and have it cook. Every 5 minutes or so, test the tenderness of the potatoes. Once it's soft, use a pounder to start smashing the potato into chunky bits. Then, add some curcuma sauce, some jengibre powder, and cilantro. And then, let it boil for 5 to 10 more minutes. And at the end, add some avocado, cheese, and more cilantro on top. Second, the entree. The entree we're cooking today is called fritada con mote and is also a staple dish of Ecuadorian cuisine that actually originates from the indigenous Native American culture of Ecuador back in the colonial era. The first part of it is the mote, which is a type of corn kernel that has been treated with an alkali and looks like this. It's also pretty easy to cook. Unpack and start boiling the mote, then add a pinch of salt and let it cook. Then, after about 5 to 10 minutes, add some corn and diced onion. Let it cook for 10 more minutes or so while stirring occasionally, and then drain it out and it's ready to go. The second part is the fritada, which is fried diced braised pork, and it's really good. But Negra doesn't eat red meat, so we usually replace it with chicken, which is what we're gonna do today. But it still tastes just as delicious. First, cut up some peppers and start sauteing them. Then, season your chicken or pork. Negra uses some lemon sauce here, but you can season your chicken or pork however you'd like to. And then, begin sauteing the chicken. Negra also likes to add some soy sauce in. Then, mix in the peppers and chicken and let it cook. Our first side dish today is going to be tortillas de papa, which is also a dish from the Native American culture from the colonial era. The tortillas de papa are basically like fried mashed potatoes with some cheese and achoate sauce on the inside. Our cook, Sonia, had actually already prepared the raw tortillas for us yesterday, so all we have to do is stir fry them. But basically, you make mashed potatoes, turn them into tortilla patties like this, and then add some cheese and achoate sauce on the inside. It wouldn't be any fun if we walked you through the whole thing, right? So we took the raw tortillas and we fried them for about 5 to 10 minutes. And voila! Our second side dish is going to be maduro, which is basically just a type of plantain, and we just fry it. The best part about maduro is that it's tasty and easy to cook. First, cut open the plantain, or maduro. They look like super ripe bananas, but once you try peeling it, you'll notice the difference. Cut them into long, flat, thinnish slices and place them on the frying pan and let them cook until they turn golden brown. And finally, our dessert is going to be a unique Ecuadorian fruit called tabaco. And again, I call it dessert for simplicity's sake. But as you can tell, the dessert here is very different than the ice cream, cookie, or cake that you'll typically get in the States. First, cut open the fruit by cutting along its seams. Remove the flesh, peel off the skin, then dice the flesh of the fruit into chunks into a bowl. Make sure you cut it over the bowl so you keep all the juices that come with it. Then, add some cinnamon and sugar, stir it around so the juices start to flow, then start boiling it. You can also eat it raw, but this way is way tastier. Let it boil for about 5 to 10 minutes and then do a taste test and see if it's sweet enough. If it's still too bitter, add some more sugar. Then, let it boil for another 5 to 10 minutes and take a look and see if it has turned lighter. That means it's close to done. Then, add some lime and let it sit for a few more minutes. Take the tabaco and put it in the fridge until it gets colder. Check and see if it's nice and cool temperature and then remove the cinnamon sticks and serve it. And here we are. Locro de papa, fritada con mote, tortillas de papa, maduro, and tabaco. Buen provecho! As you can see, the food in Ecuador is different. You know what else is also different? The eating schedule. It was uncomfortable at first, but I've adjusted and it's actually improved my daily living. Watch this video to find out how.